Alright, in this video we're going to talk about a quick way to remember how to factor the sum or difference of cubes, which is one of the harder things to remember, I find. So first we need to know what a sum and difference of cubes look like. So a sum would just be a cubed plus b cubed. So we have an a and we're cubing it, and then it's plus b and we're cubing it. So to factor that, it's going to be the quantity a, and then it's going to be plus, and then b. Close parentheses. Now we have another quantity, which is going to start with a squared. Then it's going to go minus. Now you multiply them together, so it's ab. And then it's going to be plus and b squared, and close that. So that's the sum of cubes, so it's always going to factor into a plus b times the quantity a squared minus ab plus b squared. And then we have a difference of cubes. So a difference is going to look like a cubed minus b cubed. And this is going to factor into the quantity a and then minus b, and then another quantity, and it's a squared plus ab, and then plus b squared. Okay, so how can you remember this? Well, a key to remembering this is really just remember one word, and that word is SOAP, S-O-A-P. And what SOAP stands for is same, and then opposite, and then the AP stands for always plus. So a lot of my students use this to remember this, and so let's take a look at how it relates to the sum of cubes. So here's the sum of cubes, a cubed plus b cubed. So the S stands for same. So what that means is we have a cubed plus b cubed. So this plus is always going to be the same as what you start with there. So it's going to be, if it's a sum of cubes, you're going to start with a plus b. Then the next thing is opposite. Well, it's the sum of cubes, so we have a plus in the sum, and then over here we have a minus, and so that's the opposite part. And then the always plus just comes from the fact that it's always a plus at the end. So whether it's a sum or a difference of cubes doesn't make a difference. So if you look at the top at the difference of cubes, we see a minus and minus, so that's the same. And then it's a difference of cubes, so it has a minus in it. But then here and here, we're going to have opposite, and then at the end, that's always going to be a plus sign. And so when you're factoring these, that's all you really need to remember. And people who use this trick kind of, I find, have a higher rate of retention with this information. So it is kind of a trick, and some people are opposed to tricks, but I mean, it gets to the answer, and it's not really like cheapening the math experience for you, so I don't have a problem with it. Let's look at a couple of examples. So let's factor x cubed plus 27. Okay, so it's going to be equal to the quantity, so it's x. It's going to be, so it's same, so it's going to be plus. And then the cube root of 27 is 3, so it's x plus 3. Now it's going to be the quantity x squared. And now it's going to be the opposite sign, so it goes same, opposite, always plus. So opposite is going to give you a minus. Now I have to multiply them together, so it's going to be 3 times x. And then it's always a plus sign, and then square 3 and you get 9. And you're factored. Let's try another one. So say we want to factor 64x cubed minus 125. Okay, so first I need to know the cube root. So the cube root of 64 is 4, and the cube root of x cubed is x, and the cube root of 125 is 5. So I'm really working with 4x and 5 here. So it's going to be the quantity 4x. Now it's the same sign, so minus, and then 5. And then start a new set of parentheses where we're going to square 4x and get 16x squared. Now it's the opposite sign, so it's going to be a plus. Multiply them together, so that's 5 times 4x. And then it's always a plus here. And then square 5 and you get 25. And then for this one, I'm gonna clean it up because you shouldn't leave 5 times 4x. That looks ridiculous. So I get 4x minus 5 times the quantity 16x squared plus 20x plus 25. And let's do one more. So here I have 8x cubed plus 27y cubed. So there's actually two variables, but it doesn't change anything. So I do need to know the cube roots. So that's 2x for the first part and 3y for the second part. So to factor, I'm going to have 2x, same sign, so plus, and then 3y. And now I'm going to open another parentheses. I'm going to square 2x and get 4x squared. Opposite sign tells me minus. I have to multiply them together, so it's 2x times 3y. and then this is always a plus sign. And then if I square 3y, I get 9y squared. And again, I should clean this one up. So 2x plus 3y, and the quantity 4x squared minus 6xy plus 9y squared. And there you go. So SOAP is a quick way to remember how to factor a sum or difference of cubes, which is something people have a lot of trouble with. Hope you found this helpful, and good luck.